My son tells me, Mama, you're taking care of him like a baby. He needs to be exposed. You know, he's not a baby anymore. So I understood that, what my eldest son said was correct with it. That, he needs to be independent on his own and to learn to live without us.
So, hi Reema.
Hi, Reena. How are you?
I'm good, very good. So, Reema, I remember you had first come to see me when Sherry was how old?
I think he would have been 7 or 8 years old, I think.
And that was in Jogeshwari, right?
That was at Jogeshwari, yes.
Yeah, so like it was like many years back. How old is he now?
He'll be 26 in December.
Like around
Big guy.
18 years back,
Yeah,
like, we met.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
Wow, wow. So, the other day when we were speaking, I was like really keen to know about your journey because I mean, I really feel the decision, that you
Mm.
took as a family is awesome. And I talk to a lot of parents, and everybody wants to, they want to, they're thinking of residential, they're thinking of respite. Even respite is difficult for them, like just
Yeah,
2 days. And
it
yeah, so, and parents have been like, in their head, they want to go, but for 10 years, 11 years, it's like that thought is,
strong. You
yeah,
can't let go after 10 years.
yeah. So it's like so difficult. So,
Very.
I mean, let's
I
start
agree.
from the beginning. Yeah, let's start from the beginning. How old was Sherry when he got diagnosed?
He was 2 years, 9 months.
So you got him diagnosed at a very young age, that means.
Yeah, in fact, it was earlier, but we thought it's a hearing impairment. We went through all those things. So I think another few months went in that because we were based in a small city in Baroda. So they didn't have those kind of schools or centers to diagnose Sherry actually.
Okay.
So I had to come down to Chennai and get him diagnosed in Spastic Society of in Chennai, and then after that in Apollo Hospital by a neurophysician. Then we got the exact diagnosis for him.
Okay. So you got him diagnosed in Chennai, and then you were in Baroda. But I remember
Yeah,
meeting you in Mumbai. So how did that
yeah.
happen?
See, I as a parent am not satisfied with anyone tells me something that there was a school called Disha. It was just starting in Baroda. So I was not satisfied with the therapies that they had because they were groping in the dark. Because they were trying to figure out, they were coming to Bombay and getting information and then trying to start up their center there. So I told my husband that I can't be living in a question mark all the time for my son. I need to move from here. So we moved to Chennai initially for 3 years.
Oh,
So
for three
I got,
years.
yes, yes, yes. I lived alone with both my boys, and my husband was working in Surat and Baroda, and in full Gujarati he was traveling. So the thing is, mostly I am the decision maker in my family. So I decide. So my husband says, fine, you go with it. You have to, if you are decided, you have to go with it. No second thoughts. So I could move to Chennai because I had family in Chennai, and being a metro city, it had the facilities because they were already aware of autism. A lot of centers were being opened up. There were a lot of, I don't know if you've heard of Mrs. Maitri Chari. She's an expert in autism from US. Then we had a Dr. Vasundhara. She was also, I think, heading some, I think Connecticut or something, the head of special ed in Connecticut. She was a visiting professor. So she started a small school in Chennai, and that's how I got him enrolled in the center.
So he was in a school, a special school initially
Yeah,
when
he was in a special school. Yeah, he had all the therapies given to him in the same center. That time he was exactly 3 years old when we joined. Within 3 months, I decided to move to Chennai.
so when he was 3 years, until 3 years you were in Chennai. So till 6 years of age he was in Chennai.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right. And then you moved to Mumbai, is it?
Yes, because my husband was not happy with his job in because he got a transfer to Chennai. He wasn't happy with the work atmosphere there. So I said, if you go, we have to go to metro now. It's either Delhi or Bombay or Bangalore. Other cities I'm not comfortable. I'm not sure. I can't be against researching and finding out. So at least we know if you come to Bombay, things are available. The travel is like difficult in Bombay, but I was ready to go through that also. So we shifted to. He got a good job in Bombay, and we shifted immediately to Bombay after 3 years.
So in those 3 years while he was in Chennai in the school, did he progress or like how was he from the beginning? As in, Was he talking? Was he
Sherry's,
understanding?
I feel, I'm sorry to interfere. Sherry's diagnosis, I feel, has not been accurate about him. I feel. I I used to know that he understands everything, but he's not able to, like, receptive language was good, but expressive was poor. But I knew he had intelligence in him. And in fact, you were the first one to tell me that he is very good because his body movements were so good that he is very intelligent, but the autism is much more severe in his case. So this is what I've been telling everybody. Anywhere I go, I tell my son understands everything, he knows everything. He's playing the fool with everybody. He's playing a psychological warfare with everybody, literally. He studies everybody and he behaves accordingly. So he's like, okay, I'm bichara, I can't do anything. So he's been doing this from the age of, I think, since he had autism, I think, now he's an expert. He's a total expert now.
So in those 3 years, he improved, and then you came to
Yes, yes.
Mumbai. And
Yeah.
then in Mumbai, he was in a.
Then when we came to Mumbai, we joined a school called Samarpan. So the therapy was not enough. It was only 1 hour schooling. Bombay didn't have that full day school, whereas Chennai and all had the full day centers. So the child goes at 10 in the morning and comes back at 4 in the afternoon. So the whole therapy was conclusive there. The speech was there, the OT was there, the physical exercise were there. A lot of stuff was, even academics was happening. And but in Bombay, he lost out a bit in the initial stages because of this 1 hour thing. So another thing is, I also did special ed. I did a diploma in special ed in Chennai. The school he was studying was offering that facility, that parents and teachers can come there and study. So I did opted for a diploma program just to understand what Sherry is going through. So it will be easy for me to accept his problem rather than always in a state of confusion.
So you worked with him also in a school?
I did work with him, but it was very difficult because actually I'm not a very good teacher. I'm very impatient. That's a problem with me. So, but yeah, I understood his problem, so I became more patient with him. That was a plus for me. Knowing where his wiring was going wrong and what was going on inside his body helped me to accept him very quickly. Actually, it didn't perturb me at all. Whatever he was doing, I accepted as it is.
So I remember Sherry, when he came to me, at that time he was not speaking. He was communicating non-verbally, but he was not speaking. He had
still isn't speaking.
He still doesn't speak. How does he communicate then? He uses something?
Yeah, he knows a few signs. He has picked up a few signs which we have taught him. The school has also, in Bombay also, they taught him some signs, basic signs for his. See, he uses only the signs which help him. He can learn all the signs, I know that. He has it in him. But the thing is, he doesn't want to learn. I think that's his nature. That's his basic nature. The lazy, cool, chilled out. So whatever, for his food, for his bathing, for his sleeping, for going out for a drive, outing, he can do all the signs. But any other sign, he just switches off. He immediately switches off. I can see it in his eyes. He has switched off.
Or maybe it's really difficult for him, because I remember he had a lot of sensory challenges that he was like really.
He still has a lot of sensory. Yeah, he still has, but he's coped with it a lot. Now, after putting him in a residential, I feel many of his behaviors have come down a lot. It's really excellent, like how they have been training him, making him part of the community. So only 1 or 2 behaviors are left now, actually, about him.
So the fact that you're saying he used to switch off is because I think he was really trying to cope and he was not able to actually participate as much as he wanted to.
Yeah, because the thing is, any activity, if you teach him any activity, he picks it up in the first trial. He's picked it up. Many kids need a lot of trials, but the second trial he won't even do it again. That's it. He switched off. It's like, I've learned it, I've mastered it, and that's it. This is what I've understood about my son, and I tell everybody that he knows everything and he's playing the fool with you. That is his coping mechanism, I guess. Avoidance.
Yeah. So he was in school in Mumbai for some time. I don't remember meeting Sherry for a very long time. It was
not very long time. Yes, not very long time, because
for some time. Yeah,
I was there for some time, and he joined Sai school, so they were giving the full day session for him, so he didn't require to come for other therapies. I used to take him physical activities like roller skating, swimming. other PT exercises. I was concentrating on that for him also. So I
Right.
was not able to do everything in one go, So I had
Right.
to compromise a bit here and there.
Yeah. So when all this was happening, like, the therapy, then you came to Chennai, then to Mumbai,
Mm.
when did you start thinking that, I need to, like whatever, like he's in a residential setup. So when did this thought start coming? How old was he at that time?
I think maybe 12.
Oh, that early.
Yeah. I told my family that my son is going to go to a residential when he's 18 years old, by hook or by crook. I'll look out for centers. And no one was ready to accept it. My husband was not ready. My elder son wasn't. Mom, where are you going to put him, yaar? How are you going to be away from him? I said, no, like you go away from home, he deserves to go away from home also. He's also, if I spend so much money for you, I can spend so much money for my other son also. He's a part of this family. So I need to get the best for him. Of course, I never thought that I would get a center so soon. I thought it'll be a big struggle. But in my case, I think because I do a lot of trial and error, If I hear of a center, I go there immediately. And I stay there for a few months also with the child. I've gone to Hoshiarpur, I've gone to Bhopal. In Bombay, I put him in 2 centers for
Oh,
respite.
so which means you've been to many and that after that you finalized.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
And
you
you
have to take
stayed.
a risk somewhere in life, You can't, nothing is perfect. Like they say in Hindi, 19-20 ka thoda to kami rahega hi rahega. Whatever said and done. That is going to
Mm,
be there. It's not going to be home. But yeah, the school he goes to is called Midway Home. So he's midway, whatever said and done.
mm. So, I mean, what was a thought? What was there going in your thoughts in the background where you felt enough of therapies and school that he needs to do this? I mean, what was the basic premise on which you
See,
started?
I thought nothing was helping him actually. The therapy, after some one stage of his learning, I felt he was not learning anything. He was bored with his life, basically. I was getting bored also. I was getting irritated with him. He was getting irritated with me because we are seeing each other 24/7. I'm dropping him, I'm collecting him, I'm taking him here, I'm taking him there. He's not able to meet anybody else. Of course, I was social. I've taken him to Dubai. I've traveled with him all over India by train. And I have not let anything come in the way. I've gone for movies. I've done everything. Whatever said and done, Sheriko, whatever I could make it normal for him, I tried. But I understood that he is not really happy in that setup, actually he needs to be with his own kind of people actually to flourish, to be happy. Flourish means happy within himself. So I thought like we were getting actually we came to a stage where we hated each other. Okay, like we were literally banging each other. Like he was irritated with me, I'm irritated with him. Poor fellow couldn't express. I could show the bang at least. He was like, Mama, don't do this to me. I could see the expressions on his face. That okay. I think we're reaching a saturation point now. We can't tolerate each other. So uh, I kept thinking like this. For my husband, it was a little more difficult, though he wasn't with me most of the time because he was in Dubai for some part of our lives. So he was like, okay, I'll come back after retirement and we'll take care of him and stuff like that. I said, listen, I won't have the energy to take care of him. At 72 and 74, we would need help. So let us put him in a place where he can start adjusting very early on in life. When you get attached to your child or the child gets attached to you, the parting is very difficult. Extremely difficult. That is why the parents are having this 10-year planning of planning the putting the kids in school because you're not able to let go. So you have to let go. Parents think you can't they won't be taking care of the child. How much more can you take care of your child?
So, how old is your elder son? How elder is,
He's
matlab, how
31.
old? Huh?
31. 31.
So he's like 5 years elder to
Yeah,
Sherry.
5.5 years. Yeah.
5.5 years. So when you were doing this weekend thing, or when you were like, in Bhopal, did that
Mm.
disrupt his routine and did he like cope with it? How was it?
No, no, no. See, I think any child born into such a family, right, with special needs, they mature very fast. I think my son matured at 6 and 7. My elder one. He knew that he had to be responsible. He knew I'll not get the things that I need because Sherry is always going to be on top of the list. Sherry's priorities are always more. So he got used to it. So yeah, I think his studies did get affected a bit, but he's now coping very well. He's in Canada right now. He's doing very well.
Mm.
I'm happy for him, and he is like my backbone actually.
Wow. Before you go, I wanted to help you to help your child improve faster. Here are 4 things that you can do. One, you can subscribe to my channel so that whatever tips, strategies, insights, whatever I share, they come to you as notifications into your inbox and you are updated on a weekly basis. 2, you can buy my book, Looking Beyond Labels Becoming a Mindful Parent. It is available on Amazon. It's a guidebook. It will guide you on really how to help you to help your child better. 3, I've done a lot of master classes which are all available as recordings on my website, kushi.net.in/online events. You will be able to refer to a lot of courses related to sleep, toilet and potty training, sensory diet, oral motor challenges, emotional wellness, and so many of those. And then number 4 would be we can meet and I can guide you. We can meet weekly. I meet parents weekly for some of my courses, which you can find on kushi.net.in/events. And we can meet weekly. You get to ask me your questions. I share what to do, how to help, and it's all done in a group setup. It's an amazing deep dive trying to understand your child. And I'm sure it transforms your perspective. It transforms the way you work with your child. And these are the 4 things that I feel would really help you. Thank you.